Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to Virtual Racing Network. Tonight here from Richmond Raceway, we have another Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Product Super Late Model Series coming your way. I expect to see some great racing action here from, of course, Richmond Raceway. In a minute, we're going to go over some stats and kind of history on this track. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and go through the sponsors here for tonight's race. This series is brought to you by the following partners. Our Expression. Oops, and that's not going away. We do apologize. There we go. My Car Doc. Profile Machine Products. Eddie's Sports Bar. Drive for Suicide Prevention. Car Zip. And of course, NC Design Concepts. Give a big shout out to all of these partners for coming on board here for the 2019 A season, as they will have many seasons this year, multiple short seasons throughout the year. On the broadcast side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. Those include Northwest Racing Series, your official one-go sponsor here for tonight's race. Walls Beard Co., your official starting grid sponsor for tonight's race. RaceOnTexas.com. Big shout out to them. We do a lot of dirt racing with them. They are our official dirt partner here for Virtual Racing Network. SimSpeedShop.com, your official button box company of VRN. iBog, your official graphic sponsor here, or overlay sponsor, we might add, for VRN, so make sure you check them out. As well as Racecore, Hanover Wrecker Service, your official caution sponsor here for tonight. All cautions will be presented by Hanover Wrecker Service. On the Edge Motorsports, your official Wicked Energy Gum retailer here on iRacing. Make sure you check them out on the website at On the Edge Motorsports. And last but not least, of course, that is our newest partner, Huffman Designs. If you need a paint job done, go check them out. The official paint booth of VRN. That will do it here for the sponsors. We have about 13 minutes left in practice before we get going here. Just to answer a quick question in chat, and I don't recall us having different races going. However, we have in the past, now that I recall, Jason, we do have a Race on Texas that does some stuff here on the channel. So yes, that is a separate crew. They'll be doing stuff. Usually it's probably a dirt race you see that they're covering while we're over here covering an asphalt race or a different dirt race. So that is the case. We just have different crews out there working, covering different stuff. I had kind of forgotten about that, but yes, that would be the case. You are correct. But back to the racing here. Let's go over a little bit about this track before we get into the point standings. I just want to give a little history lesson on this track for anyone out there watching, as we'll pull those track facts kind of information up here for you. This is the Virtual Racing Network track facts here from Richmond Raceway. Obviously, most people know back in June 11th, 2017, the track president, Dennis Brickmeyer, announced that Richmond International Raceway would be renamed Richmond Raceway. And that was part of a $30 million renovation to change this track. Again, it goes from Richmond International Raceway to just Richmond Raceway. So most people knew about that. One you may not have known about, though, is this track has a rich history of names as well. This track has had several different names in the past. It was previously known as Strawberry Hill, the Virginia State Fairgrounds, and of course Richmond Fairgrounds Speedway, which obviously there used to be a fair here, and there may still be. We do not have clarification on that one, but the fair here is actually what made this track famous. So just a little bit of a brief history into Richmond Raceway and kind of how it got started, what made it famous coming into the track. So again, just a brief history on the track itself. That being said, we're going to jump on over here to our point standings. Again, new overlays, so we are not able to pull them up onto the screen here tonight. But just to let everyone know, it is Justin Lisenby with 198 points. He is your current points leader by 17 points over Ashton Crowder, who has 181 points. Michael Lariah with 180 points, 18 points out, so only 1 point separating Ashton Crowder and Michael Lariah. So trading second and third, I expect to see some really good racing anyway, and it's going to be for some points on the line. That's right now Michael Lariah back in 8th fastest, as we have Ashton Crowder currently in first position. Then, of course, you have Shane Terry in 162th in 4th place. 5th place is Ryan Dyson with 162 points as well. Those two are actually tied. 2 points behind them in 6th place is Joshua Adams with 160 points. 38 points out, so a good little battle going on between Terry and Dyson and Adams for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Just to round out your top 10, you have Michael Fendleson, Chuck Sweeting, Zach Coyer, and Jamie Dyson, respectively, right around 137 points for Coyer and Dyson. Jamie Dyson, that is. Those two are tied. And then, of course, 149 for Michael Fendleson, 143 for Chuck Sweeting. So some really, really good battles going on in the point standings for tonight's race. We're going to step away here for just a moment. We will be right back, though. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here, as again, we are still under practice at the moment. We got another, about 8.5 minutes left on the clock before we get things officially started here in qualifying. And so, of course, that is what's coming up next there, and I'm not sure why that is not loading for some reason. That was supposed to be coming up next. Is supposed to be qualifying coming up next, but it is not loading again. Brand new overlays having some bugs in there that are not wanting to work for some reason. But of course, coming up next is qualifying here from Richmond Raceway. We'll see here. We may have to shut these overlays down and restart them. But we'll go ahead and bring up our top bar here for tonight's race. This is the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Product Super Late Model Series. Ashton Crowder currently the fastest in practice. As you can see, the countdown does start to tick away there. It's about 7.5 minutes left before we go. Of course, in the booth here tonight, kind of running solo, is myself, Charles. So we will be covering all the racing action. We have a 100-lap race here tonight. Just to give a rundown of how this works. Unlike their past series where they ran the Cup cars and it was just practice, qualifying, and race, that is not how it's going to go down here tonight. We are actually going to have practice, which we're in now. Then it will be qualifying, followed by up to three heat races. Based on how it goes, looks like we'll have one heat race, maybe two, we'll see. And then we'll have a little 2-minute warm-up, and then we will move on to your 100-lap feature race here tonight. So first and foremost, we of course want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Things will be getting started very, very shortly. Again, we have a lot of new features here in these overlays that we want to talk about. Hopefully all of them do work here for us. And this is the first time we've tested the coming up next, and it did not work, so unfortunately we apologize for that. But that is part of what we're doing right now. They're not done. We're just doing testing with them. And of course, the best way to test these new overlays is in the field when we're racing. So we try to get them as close to working as we can. But unfortunately, sometimes you just have some errors that you just can't avoid. So we do apologize for that. One thing we do want to talk about, though, here for just a minute is later on tonight, after this race is over. We won't talk about it again until the race is over, most likely. But once this race concludes and we are just about ready to sign off. Before we do, we will be announcing the winners. It was one winner. It's going to be two winners now due to the overwhelming drivers that signed up. So we will be giving two tickets away to the Schaefer's Oil, or the 12th annual Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling here for coming up in April 9th and 10th. So we are covering that, and we are going to give away two spots to that tonight, live on the broadcast as soon as it's over. So make sure, if you are signed up, stay tuned for that. Spread the word out there. Tell everyone to come watch, and make sure you're here for that drawing. Of course, you don't have to be here. We will notify the winners as well as Team VLR for that, so that everything is ready to go. And set. We got about 5 minutes left. We're going to step away here for one last time. We come back, we'll go over the track information, let you know what the track temp is, the banking on the track, all of that good stuff in just under 30 seconds. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and let's go ahead and pull up your track location here, as this is Richmond, in Richmond, USA. Definitely, we're glad to be here. As you can see where we are at, of course, in Richmond, USA. Let's go ahead and pull up some track information for you here tonight. As you can see, Richmond Raceway is the name of the track. Track length is 0.72 miles. It has 4 turns, and they are basic turns around this track. Its altitude is 195 feet. That race distance, that is because we're in practice. That is actually 100 miles is what it'll be once we get into the race. Your track temp is currently 78 degrees with a wind speed of 2 miles per hour out of the north. So that track temp being 78 degrees is not too bad. It's actually a nice, cool night. And of course, it is getting darker out there with the new dynamic weather and sky here in iRacing. So those clouds can come and go, put some shadows on this track. It is actually getting dark out as well. So a lot of stuff on the line here, as you can see. That track temp will be going up and down throughout the night. I think more likely with 9 cars here, it's probably going to go down more than it does up. We will not be laying down enough heat from these tires to affect that in a higher manner, but it probably will go down. We'll check on later on in the night. I think we'll probably go down to 75, 76 degrees, just depending on how it all goes here tonight. We'll see how it goes. Again, we'll be covering all of the racing action here tonight. We'll let you know where everyone kind of stacks up in their heat races, and then we'll go on to your main race. As you see right there in front of you, the lights coming on, that indicates right there that it is getting dark out. Those lights are coming on to illuminate this track. We will be in a night race, as they literally come on as we're watching them. So awesome new features here in iRacing. Big shout out to them for all the hard work they do put in to make this one of the best, if not the best, racing simulators on the PC. And if it was on the Xbox or any other console, I'm sure it would be the best on there as well. But it is exclusive here to iRacing. That being said, we got 1:30 left. We are just about ready to get things going. Again, one last time, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. Following this race, we will make our winners known, as we will spin a wheel and make those 2 winners here. Again, we were going to only have 1, but due to our wheel only holding 48 names, We had 59 people sign up for that, so we're going to be giving away 2 spots to the 12th annual Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling coming up on April 9th and 10th. So we'll be giving away those tickets here coming up later tonight. But before we get to that, we have some great racing coming your way here in just about 40 seconds. So we're going to step away, and when we come back, it will be time for qualifying here from Richmond Raceway for the Upper Edge Profile Machine Products Super Late Model Series presented by Eddie's Sports Bar. All right, qualifying is underway. So we'll go ahead and get the green flag here. So we're going to drop down and see where our drivers are. So it looks like the first driver out onto the track, because we're going to get to our main camera here, is going to be, well, he's not on the track yet. So we're going to go over to Chuck Sweeting here to see where he stacks up. As we're going to put our qualifying driver bar up onto the grid. As you can see right there, all new stuff here in the overlays. We may have to increase that font size just a little bit. But right now you can see the live miles per hour, 122 down to 195 miles per hour. So a lot of great speed out of these drivers here. We'll see exactly where they stack up. Nobody has officially put in a time yet. Let's go ahead and get your running order drop down up onto the screen as well to see exactly where everyone is. Chuck Sweeting currently first, and it's going to go to Michael Fenderson with a 21.817, as there is Michael O'Ryan with a 21.909 to go to third place. All right, let's see here. So we got Zach Coyer, 5th place with a 22.043. Right now, 195. Only dropped about 99 miles per hour. And for some reason, Chuck Sweeting's name is not pulling in. We may have to reset the overlays before we get to the actual race here later on tonight. We'll see if that name does fill in later. But just a glitch here with iRacing. Sometimes the names do not want to pull in. So we'll see. Ashton Crowder sitting on pit road has not come out onto the track yet. Ryan Dyson, however, is on the track at the moment with currently no time officially in. This is his first time lap right here. Question is, what kind of time will it be and where will it put him as he almost gets to the outside wall? It's going to be 21.864. That will put him in third place right now, right behind Chuck Sweeting and right ahead of Jamie Dyson, his brother. Let's go over to Briar LaPrade, currently in 6th place with a 21.925. As it looks like Ashton Crowder is out on the track now with Shane Terrian. We'll see how these guys stack up. We got about 2.5 minutes left on the clock before time runs out and qualifying is over. Again, we do not have our qualifying time up at the drop down. There we go. We'll get it out. Our qualifying drop down is not done yet. So you see there, it shows you as Ashton Crowder takes to the top. His current qualifying position is number 1. He is in the pits. The only driver that is not is Shane Terrian, and now he's in the pits as well. Well, was anyway. He's not at the moment. There he is, currently 6th place, as he's going to put it into the wall, and you'll see right there now he is in the pits. After damaging the car. So all drivers in the pits right now. Everyone has qualified. We'll go ahead and get rid of that here for you. Again, everybody has officially come down and qualified. It's Ashton Crowder at the top of the charts, followed by Michael Fendelson, Chuck Sweeting, Ryan Dyson, Jamie Dyson, Shane Terrian, Michael Lariah, Briar Laprade, and Zach Coyer are your top 10 drivers there. Again, 9 drivers here tonight. As we'll see, Shane Terry is going to go back out. 5 seconds, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter at this point. That will do it for qualifying. It is over. It is now time for heat race number 1. Again, anytime you see the yellow flag out, whether it's under caution or not, they are technically the caution sponsor here for VRN. That is Hanover Wrecker Service, your official caution sponsor here for tonight's race and every other race here covered on Virtual Racing Network. And it's going to be one heat race for tonight, and then we will move on to the warm-up, followed by your 100 lap feature race coming up a little bit later tonight. Welcome, Fatal to chat. It has been a while. We have been super busy here at VRN between new overlays, new websites, getting everything ready for some big races we have coming up. We have been swamped over here getting everything ready for that and all the upcoming new stuff. We definitely plan on making it back there to go hang out with our friends over on the Newegg Discord. We have just been so swamped. We have not had the chance to break away too much. I have missed a lot over there. Although I did take time to go make sure our buddy Mike over from Newegg made sure he drank plenty of hot sauce on the stream one day. But that's another story. I digress. Let's go back here to the racing action. We are just about ready. The pace car will be timing off next time. Yes, it is a huge schedule, and technically what you see on here is not everything we have either. We still have some stuff that we have not put onto the schedule yet that we have to get on there. A lot more races scheduled, as this is just one of our series that we do here. This is the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Super Late Model Series presented by Eddie's Sports Bar. As we are under yellow flag right now, pacing here for heat race number 1. This is a 15-lap heat race before we move on to warm-up and then your feature race. And there it is right there. Green flag's in the air. We are racing here for the first time. 15 laps to go here in heat race number 1 as it's Ashton Crowder out front leading this race right now. Can Michael Fendelson get by him, or will it be Chuck Sweeting? And we got him beating and banging back here midfield to the back of the field, as it is going to be a knockout drag down battle for everybody here tonight. There it is, 14 to go. As you only have one heat race, you don't have multiple heat races to try to get through. There is no D main or C main. It is literally everybody's making it. This is going to determine where you start. And as of it looks like right now, for the most part, I think they're going to start about where they finished. There's a little shaking up going back here with Jamie Dyson, Ryan Dyson, Michael Araya getting into it. Shane Tarian trying to make something happen here. As we'll go ahead and put up your little mini driver bar here. You're watching Shane Tarian, who's side by side with the 44, Michael Araya. Michael Araya sitting there in the outside lane in that 44, about to lose the spot if he's not careful. He's got his work cut out for him, as he may lose that spot. He does indeed lose the spot, and now it's going to go to the 38. Now the 38 of Shane Tarian trying to use the 11 kind of Jamie Dyson to get in there and make the move on Ryan Dyson. He does do it. So now Shane Tarian's going to get ahead of Ryan Dyson in the 28 as well. He's got his eyes set on Jamie Dyson in the 11, trying to make that move happen as well. So can he get by him is the question. We'll see. We'll go back up front. Crowder still out front, followed by Fendelson and Sweeting as we go on board here for just a little bit here. As you see right there, you're riding on board with the 14 of Michael Fendelson as he comes across the line. He's doing a fantastic job at that, but Crowder doing a really good job of hanging on to this lead. He has been up front all race long. He has led every single lap. Here's we have 5 down, 10 to go here in heat race number 1. This is your only heat race here for tonight. 1, 2, and 3 really kind of spread out. Let's go back here a little ways and see if we can't see what's going on back in the back of this field. This is really where the action's happening right now. Side-by-side battle, as we want to get a better view of that. Here we go, between the 44, Michael Loray, and the 28 of Ryan Dyson. That's the battle right now on the track, and it looks like the outside's going to prevail here for the 28 of Ryan, or 44 of Michael Loray. We'll see as we go back on board here with the 44 of Michael Loray. You can see the 28 all over the side of his car as the 44 trying to hang in there. The 28 not going to have any of it. It looks like the 28 Ryan Dyson will have it at the line, but they're still side by side. And look who's right behind them, Zach Coyer. He says, battle it out, boys. I'm coming. I'm going to take that spot if one of you isn't careful. They're going to sort it out now. We're going to go up to Shane Terrian and Jamie Dyson. Now they're side by side battling here at the moment, as it's going to be, I believe, Terrian at the line. Shane Terrian and that 38 will have it at the line. He officially is going to take the position away from the 11 of Jamie Dyson, a 4th position here with 6 laps to go in heat race number 1. Again, we will not have heat race 2 or 3. We will have a little 2-3 minute warm-up, and then we will move on to the feature race. It is 5 laps to go, as Chuck Sweeting having some connection issues here. He is out of the race unless he is able to get back in here and it magically puts him back, and that connection comes back and we just can't see him. But Chuck Sweeting having connection issues here tonight, as he is now out of the race, being scored in 9th place. We'll see what it says when 9th place comes up under your ticker at the top of the screen. If it says out, it says in pits. So he is out of this race. It does not say out completely. There he is. He's back. Chuck Sweeting back in this thing, and he is right back where he was. He's 1 lap down though. So that what happened. He's still sitting in 3rd place, but he's 1 lap down. Because he literally vanished for 1 lap. So even though he's running in 3rd place, he will be scored 1 lap down. So something drastically happening to his internet connection here tonight. So that is unfortunate for him, as he unfortunately will be scored the lap down. So that's going to actually put Shane Terrian in 3rd place, even though he's back in 4th place here at the moment. So very unfortunate for Chuck Sweeting, but Shane Terrian taking advantage of it, as he will be, of course, gaining 1 position out of that. Jamie Dyson as well. But good news for Chuck Sweeting is that everybody will make it to the feature race here tonight. So nothing there. White flag is in the air for Ashton Crowder in the number 27 machine. This next time by, he will officially be your race winner here for the only heat race here tonight. And right there, he will do it. Your race winner is going to be the 27 of Ashton Crowder. That will do it for the heat race. We're going to step away from the mic here for just a moment, and we will be right back here in just a few moments with your official race, 100 lap feature race, coming up here in just under 2 minutes. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, as it is just about time to get this thing going. We're going to drop down to the track with these drivers, as it will be Ashton Crowder on pole here for tonight's race. So let's get down to the track for your Walls Beard Co. starting grid, row number 1 will be Ashton Crowder in the 27 and Michael Fenlison with they're in the number 14, and that is that correct? That is, yes, that is correct. Then this is actually not even going to be accurate, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that, as it was based off of heats, not grid, so we can't go over that. It's going to be Ashton Crowder, Michael Fendelson in row 1, Shane Terrian and Jamie Dyson on row 2. Michael Laraya and Zach Coyer going to be on row number 3. Row 4 is going to be Ryan Dyson and Briar LaPrade. And rounding out row 4 here is, or 5, sorry, it's going to be the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. Again, running shotgun on the back of this field in row number 5. But Ashton Crowder out front, going to start this 100 lap feature race here tonight. Let us know if you have a favorite driver here tonight, as we are going to get ready to get this thing started. We have, of course, 100 laps scheduled for tonight's event. Alright, again, if you like the racing here tonight, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that little bell, be notified of all upcoming events. And, of course, hit the thumbs up if you like the racing. And, of course, if you don't, well, you know what to do. So, that being said, hopefully you do like the racing here tonight. It is time to go racing, boys. Here from Richmond Raceway, green flags in the air. We are racing for the first time here for the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Super Late Model Series. As we are going to be seeing great racing here. You already see side by side Ashton Crowder, Michael Fendelson side by side for the lead. Shane Terrian coming to the bottom. He's going to try to make something happen. As I thought there a minute he might have tried to make it 3 wide, but he doesn't. Here they come flying down the back stretch into our front stretch, sorry. As they cross the line, we're on lap number 2 of 100. We will not be racing very long here tonight. We're running approximately 3 laps a minute. We'll see how this one all goes down here tonight. It's the 38 of Shane Therian gets the move done on Michael Fendelson. He'll take second place away. He's got his eyes set on your race leader, Ashton Crowder, who is right in front of him, and he is going to try to get by him as quickly as he can. As it looks like Shane Terrian may be having some connection issues there, but he keeps it going here on lap number 3 of 100 here for your A main feature race here tonight as they come to the flag stand one more time to start lap number 4 of 100. We'll keep an eye on all of the racing action here. Again, a lower car count here tonight. Not sure how come. As we see sparks flying back here. Looks like possibly that's going to be Briar LaPrade and Zach Coyer both scraping the wall just a little bit. But they keep it going. Ryan Dyson currently in 8th. Chuck Sweeting, due to those connection issues, going a lap down. He's in 9th place, so he has got his work cut out for him. He ran 3rd in the race. Nobody was actually able to pass him. If it wasn't for that connection issue, he would be up here excuse me, battling somewhere with Shane Terrian and Michael Fendelson, but he's not because of that. So he definitely has a fast car, but he has got his hands full and his work cut out for him if he wants to get back to the front. Here comes Michael Araya in that 44 machine, trying to make something happen here as he is working his way, going to try to get by Fendelson, take 3rd place. 4 very, very fast drivers here in the top 4. If you add that all up, we don't want to do the math because that's a lot of work to do. But just looking at these top drivers here, 6,400 iRate, 4,200, 6,200 again, 5,600. Your top 4 drivers, probably some of the highest iRatings we have ever seen here on iRacing, with the exception of very few drivers. So a ton people in here have extremely high ratings, and they are very, very good. And we do have one pro, of course. Your race leader currently, Ashton Crowder, is actually in the Peak Antifreeze series. So we have some pro drivers here, world championship drivers anyway, at the moment. So awesome to see these drivers and the diverse drivers that they have here in this race. So far, caution free on lap number 9 of 100. I expect it to pretty much stay that way. I don't see too much in the way of cautions going to be happening here tonight. We'll probably run this thing from green to checkered tonight. Again, I just don't see any cautions, or very few anyway, happening with this group of guys. All right, guys. I apologize that yeah, a little under the weather here tonight, but we're going to make sure we cover all of this action as we're going to go back here a little ways. You see everyone kind of getting spread out. Not a whole lot going on here at the moment. Again, Ashton Crowder has led now 11 laps as we're on lap number 12 of 100. So we're ticking away laps very quickly here in tonight's race. Let's go ahead and pull up that in a race bar here real quick, as we'll see you're watching the number 19 of Briar LaPrade. He's currently in 6th position. He started 8th, so he is moving through the field. Let's go through the field now that we mentioned it. Of course, started first. He's in first, and that's the lowest he's been. That is the 27 of Ashton Crowder. Shane Terrian started third, currently second, so has gained 1 position as he was able to get by Michael Finlayson, who started second, now in third. So basically, Terrian and Finlayson have just flip-flop spots here in tonight's race. And you see, this track got a little bit darker there for a while, and now it is lightened up again. Those lights are on, and they are shining bright here on Richmond Raceway. Michael Araya started 5th, currently in 4th position, has gained 1 spot since the start of this race. 1 spot back to 5th place. Started 8th up to 5th. That is Briar LaPrade. So as far as movers go, Briar LaPrade is probably our biggest mover here so far at the moment. Jamie Dyson started 4th, currently in 6th position. That is the lowest he's been all night long, as he is falling back 2 spots again to 6th place. Zach Coyer started 6th, currently in 7th place, trying to work his way back up as he has fallen 1 spot. And starting 7th and going to 8th, that is Ryan Dyson. So same kind of boat, has lost 1 spot. You have Chuck Sweeting, started 9th, currently in 9th. So we'll see if he can fight his way. Again, Chuck Sweeting having a connection issue early in this heat race number 1, and still maintain 3rd place on the track as far as real estate goes, but due to the connection issue, not on the track for 1 lap, ended up going a lap down while never actually getting past. So a little tricky scenario there, but currently sitting back in 9th place, but does have a top 3 car, I think, if he can get it going and get to the front. And speaking of the front right there, that is Ashton Crowder leading this race. He currently has a sizable gap of 1.183 seconds over 2nd place Shane Terrian. So Terrian trying to get up to him as well as Michael Finlayson, but neither one of them able to actually catch up to him. But Terrian and Finlayson got a nice little battle going on as Crowder scrapes the wall just a little bit. Let's watch this battle here for just a minute between the 38 and the 14, as we are going to go to our static cam while you watch this here, and go silent on the radio just so you can watch this battle between them. All right, we are back, and that battle's still going on while we here. Let's go to the helmet cam here for Michael Fendelson here as we go on board with the helmet cam. Let's see what it's like to see him running down that evil controller's number 38 of Shane Terrian in front of him. Still a really good battle, just isn't quite able to get up there and make it happen. We'll see. He has kind of hit that brick wall per se, but we are 24 laps in this race. We are almost at a quarter of this race, and we have 77 laps to go. Make it 76 right there as your leader crosses the line. Next time by will be a quarter of this race complete, and we will be moving on to the second quarter, if you might say. His football season's over, but still you could break racing into quarters as well. We'll be starting the second quarter of 4 here for this race, and still running on board here with the 14, whose name, again, for some reason not wanting to show up. It's just not sure why that is doing that here, as it's done it for quite some time. So it is unfortunate. As we will zoom in here just a little bit. You're watching the Upper Edge Racing PMP, or Profile Machine Products Super Late Model Series, presented by Eddie's Sports Bar, as Crowder has already started to pull away with now a 1.816 second lead. He has definitely got a rocket ship here tonight. While we have the moment here, we will, of course, again want to thank everybody for tuning in as you're watching the race here from Richmond Raceway. If you like the racing, you want to see more, hit that subscribe button if you haven't ever before, as well as the bell to be notified of upcoming events. And of course, then make sure you hit that thumbs up if you like the race here as well. That being said, following the race tonight, before we go off the air, we will be having 2 drawings to give away 2 tickets valued at $100 between the 2 of them. So the 2 different drivers will be into the 12th annual Schaefer's Oil Spring Fling coming up on April 9th and 10th, that we will be covering right here on the VRN YouTube channel and of course the VLR Facebook page. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you're entered in it, you definitely want to be watching the stream for it. That being said, we go back to the racing action. Look at this back here going on between Jamie Dyson, Ryan Dyson, Zach Coyer. This is probably some of the closest battling we have going on between anybody. But we'll see how is it going to play out is the question, as right now Jamie Dyson has 6th place pretty much locked up when it comes to speed, it looks like, but I'm not sure. We may see a battle between the family members here, between Ryan Dyson and Jamie Dyson. We've seen them battle before. We've seen them beat and bang there a little bit. They're not afraid to duke it out here on the racetrack, as Ryan Dyson going to the inside, going to try to get by Jamie Dyson, and can he do it is the question. He is going to be able to clear him, but not 100%. But he is around him now. He will clear him coming to the line to start lap number 33 here. As we're on lap 33 of 168 laps to go. It will not be long before we'll be at the halfway point. That will be here before you know it. Again, everyone really spread out at the moment, even between Shane Terrian and Michael Fendelson. These guys not putting on a whole lot of pressure on each other at the moment. They're kind of hanging back and just relaxing. They're just not putting that pressure on here for this race. This is early in the races. There starts lap number 35 of 100. While they're spread out here at the moment and we're under green, let's go ahead and step away. We're going to go to our first commercial break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here on lap 39. Make it 40 of 100. We are now 11 laps away from the halfway point here for the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Super Late Model Series. Just to go over here what's coming up next for this series, you are, of course, watching here from Richmond Raceway. It is a night race. The sun is down, lights are on. Coming up next week, it will be the Triple Crown race number 2 from Martinsville Speedway. That is race number 6 for the season. Get a 14-week season, and we will be on lap 6. So we are picking up and laying them down here when it comes to the races. There's just one after the other. We're again already on race number 6. It doesn't seem like we just got started. It seems like we just got started, and here it is, coming up on the halfway point in 2 weeks. So, again, a lot going on here that we are able to cover. All of this, it is crazy how fast it does move along. That being said, though, we want to go back here. Let's go a little ways back in this field, see what we see going on. Still got a nice little battle going on between the 19 of Breyer, LaPrade, and Jamie Dyson. Still a nice little battle going on back here. So we'll see how this one does end up playing out. As it looks like for the most part, looks like it's going to go to LaPrade. And kind of LaPrade is a Dyson sandwich here. At the moment, he's got Ryan Dyson in front of him, Jamie Dyson behind him. So turning into a Dyson sandwich out on this track is LaPrade going on at the moment. And surprisingly enough, I want to bring it up here, is the 26 of Chuck Sweeting here at the moment. Started ninth, still ninth. He has not moved up at all here as we're on lap 46. Coming to a start lap 47 here in just a minute. But still, Chuck Sweeting, a very fast driver, a very competitive driver. To see him still back in ninth place is almost unheard of, as I really figured he would pick up a few positions here early in this race. Again, was running third in his heat race, the only heat race here tonight, and ended up having a connection issue which somehow kept him in the third position on the track, but he was actually a lap down. So he had the real estate position but did not have the actual track position. So interesting call on iRacing's behalf there, because of the fact that he did disappear off the track for one lap. It's as if he did not complete that lap, so it put him a lap down. But he was still sitting on where he exactly was in third place. So I'm going to be looking to see if he works his way back through this field, possibly. But at the moment, just got to be a little disappointed with his finish. We are currently just 2 laps away from being at the halfway point, as we are on lap 49. So this race will be winding down very quickly here. Hopefully everyone out there is getting ready to tune in, or if you haven't already, spread the word out there for all the ones that are entered into this contest. This is the place where you need to be to get your entry in. We're going to watch this battle here for the moment between these three, and we're just going to let you see what it's like to watch this battle. As we're going to go silent on the mic here for another lap or two, and just kind of let you watch this battle and see what it's like to be these guys. And never mind, we're going to get our first caution, and that is just the stage caution here. Nobody wrecking, so that is our first Hanover Wrecker Service caution here at the completion of the halfway point. That was a planned caution. So, again, they cannot take tires when they come down, but they can come down and take fuel if they want to. We'll see. Some of them will probably do it for the weight in the car, but we are going to step away here for a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
am thermal take. Say command.
What is the weather like in LA?
The weather is clear in LA.
What is the weather like in New York?
The weather is rain in New York.
Use flow mode.
Flow.
Say hello, TT.
Hello, TT.
Alright, boys, we are set to go racing one more time here as we are at the halfway point. Ashton Crowder still out front, nobody opting to come down pit road. No surprise there, that was a mandatory competition caution. Green flag back in the air. It is Ashton Crowder that gets a huge jump already to a .633 second lead. Let's go behind him. Look at this. We got 3 wide back here for 4th position. Technically 3rd position as they're going to sort it out 2 wide. But it was Finlayson, Ryan Dyson, and Lariah that were 3 wide back there for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. What a battle going on. These guys have pretty much decided it's go time now. 45 laps to go. We are past the halfway point here. We're on lap 56 of 100, and it is time to go. Finlayson hard into the wall twice, and that is going to allow the 28 to get by. The 44, not so much. He's not able to get by. Michael Finlayson able to hold on Michael Lariah. Lariah coming to the inside, though, one more time. He's going to keep digging to the bottom. We'll see. Can he get that 44 to stick enough that he can make the pass? As we'll see, Finlayson almost into the outside wall again, as that car has some heavy damage now to the outside fender. Question is, short track, not much speed buildup. Is it going to hurt him? That little bit of aero damage, will it officially affect his car here tonight is the question. As we'll see, let's see if we can get a shot of it. There it is on board with Michael Finlayson. And you see a little crinkle up there. It's not much. I don't think it's going to hinder him here too much. So he's still running in 5th place. I think it may be enough to probably cost him the win, but not because of the damage, more because of the momentum boost that he lost. And getting by people here is not easy, as there it is once again. You see that damage to his car as he's trying to run down the 44. Michael Lariah. Lariah just in front of him here. Let's take another look and see. Again, we've only had that 1 caution here for it tonight. We'll go ahead and pull up your caution information here for tonight. There you see it from Richmond. We've had 1 caution for 4 laps, 0 lead changes. Of course, your cautions presented by Hanover Wrecker Service. Even your caution information is presented by Hanover Wrecker Service. And that 1 caution was a competition caution. Nobody has been out of the race so far. Everyone is on the lead lap and running here tonight. Again, definitely a good race for everybody here so far. And we're going to see some shakeup in the points, I'm sure, when it's all said and done, as we have some drivers that are normally here missing tonight. So we'll be looking to see how that does shake points up next week. We've got a nice little battle going on here. Chuck Sweeting finally making some moves here as he went from 9th to 7th. So he's gained 2 spots. This is kind of the go time for him. I think he needs to get up there and get this car to the front. Again, the bad luck with connection issue early in heat race number 1 caused him to be scored 1 lap down in 9th position. He started third, and he pretty much ran there all night long until the last few laps of the heat race. So we'll see if he can fight his way back to the front of this race. Speaking of the front, there's your Pete Antifreeze driver, the 27 of Ashton Crowder. Shane Terrian behind him with Ryan Dyson behind them. So those are your top three. Here's we'll also pull those up there. Those are your top three drivers here at the moment. The 27, the 38, and the 28. It is Crowder, Terrian, and Dyson here at the moment. And of course, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here. I know we got a lot of people tuning in for the end of this race here for that announcement. And we got a lot of people out there just watching for some great racing here. It's a smaller field, but we have right now, it looks like Ryan Dyson, Michael Laraya, and Michael Fenlison battling it out for fourth position. Fenlison, though, the one that had that damage, it's not slowing him down hardly at all, as he is able to keep going forward in this field. We'll keep an eye on him to see if he can progress any further past fifth place. We'll keep an eye on that. Check back here a little further. Not much going on back here. Let's zoom out just a little bit so you can see a little bit more. Let's go to the fan view, or what they call the fan view behind the fence here, where the fans would get to sit and stand for this race. As you see right there, kind of on a stool. There it is, or not stool, on a platform kind of thing where they can stand right there. And so I got some great racing here going on. Let's go back into our main camera, go back to the front of this field. Again, Ryan Dyson, Michael Laraya, and Michael Fenlison still probably the closest battle going on right now, especially the closest to the front, as those three duking it out for podium finish, the top three here tonight. So it seems like a good time here, folks. They're a little spread out, but we got some battles going on here. Let's go silent on the mic here for just a minute. We're going to go a little crank it up here on VRN. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the mic. Again, we've seen some pretty good racing here for tonight. We got a lot of people out there at Thunder Motorsports 34. Welcome to chat. Do let us know if you're new here. Obviously, we haven't seen you before. You're new to the channel. Let us know if you're one of the people tuning in for the drawing here tonight. I know we had 59 people sign up for that drawing. And we are going to be picking two winners. It was one, and we are going to be picking two winners now. It seemed only fair to divide them up and pick two versus one, due to the fact that we can only fit 48 on the wheel, and it would randomly pick 48 out of the 59. So we decided to opt to go with two different winners here tonight. Following that, so we'll have three winners. Your race winner here tonight, which looks to be Ashton Crowder, as we'll go to our main camera here. Leading this race and has led 75 laps so far here tonight. And I don't see any reason. I'll make it 76, 24 laps to go. I don't see any reason why Ashton Crowder's going to slow down anytime soon. And that's Virginia Tech number 27 machine. The one I really thought we would see up there is Chuck Sweeting. He's currently back in 6th place in the number 26 machine. Just hasn't been able to quite get up there where he would like to. Again, just bad luck early in this race. Very nice picking up a sponsor. That is always the best way to get into a big money race like that. There you go. Signed a friend up for the giveaway. That is awesome. We're glad to have you here. We'll see if they possibly get it. Let us know who they were, and we'll see. Well, hopefully we'll pick their name for you. Of course, everything is automated to keep it fair, but we'll do our best to mentally help you out there if we can, if it helps any at all, but I don't think it will. But you're watching a good little battle here between second place. There's second right there, Shane Terrian. You have Ryan Dyson, Michael Araya, and Michael Fendelson. This is a really, really good battle going on for second place right now. First place, of course, Crowder 2.0, now 2.166 seconds ahead. He has checked out from this field, so he is long gone here at the moment with 20 laps to go here in this race. But right now, this is what we're watching. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Ashton is running away with this race right now. He has checked out from the field, as he does quite often. He is extremely fast here. So he basically leaves it to watch these guys right here. As you can see him just in the edge of your corner every once in a while. There he is right there. And there's second, third, and fourth. We'll see who is going to get that last podium spot here. Ryan Dyson has it at the moment in the number 28 machine. Michael Loraya, though, no stranger to being on the podium in that number 44 Profile Machine Products machine, and he is definitely going to give Ryan Dyson a run for his money. Michael Fendelson just kind of hang on there, as that damage has probably slowed him down a little bit. I don't think it's going to slow him down too terribly much, but enough that it did allow a few cars by him. Indeed, good to see some exciting. We're glad to have everybody here watching tonight. We'll see. We could see a little bump and run, We'll see. These guys are really good. We very, very rarely have cautions in this series, and the one we do have usually is the competition caution, as we'll bring that up here to talk about it here. There you see it, one caution thus far for 4 laps. So Hanover Wrecker Service not getting a whole lot of talking about here tonight as our official caution sponsor for VRN, as we've only had 1 caution tonight. Obviously, that's the best way you want to do it as far as the race goes. Unfortunately, it doesn't help Hanover Wrecker Service much, but they are there as the official sponsor for all cautions. And right now, not much going on in the front and not much going on in the back, but midfield, that is where all the action is happening right now, as it looks like Michael Fendelson is going to try to get Michael Araya, but couldn't quite make it happen. So Michael Araya still trying to put the pressure on Ryan Dyson here, currently with 13 laps to go here in your A-Main feature event. As we'll go take one look up front. There's Crowder right there. Look at the gap. There's first place. There's second, third, fourth, and fifth. He has a now 2.6 second gap. That is a huge gap between first and second place. And what we want to know is, can Ryan Dyson hold on to third place and get himself into a podium finish here tonight? This will be one of the highest finishes we've got to see him in here in this series, to my recollection anyway, so we'll see if he can do it. We'll see if he can hang on to it. Michael Araya. Ooh, Finlayson getting loose, almost getting into the outside wall. As we were saying, Michael Araya going to try to take a third place. He's going to try to have to get that move. Laraya is very, very strategic. He will make his move at the very last minute if he can, to just enough time to get by and try not to let Ryan Dyson back by him. We have 10 laps to go here in your A main event from Richmond Raceway. If you're just tuning in with us, I know we got a lot of people just tuning in here, of course, for the drawing coming up after this race. It is Ashton Crowder out front. This is the Upper Edge Racing Profile Machine Products Super Late Model Series presented by Eddie's Sports Bar. Ashton Crowder now to a 2.783 second gap over these guys, as there it is now 8 laps to go here in the feature race. And I'm just not sure. Ryan Dyson having a really good run, but so is Michael Laraya. Laraya looks to the inside. This is where he's going to shine. He's going to try to make his move. He dives to the inside. They are side by side coming out of the corner. We'll see, will Shane Terry in front of them be what the 44 Laraya needs? Can he use the 38 to kind of maybe slow the 28 up? Not going to happen, as the 38 is going to dive down there side by side, but it's going to be Laraya at the line. Third place currently belongs to Michael Laraya. Excuse me. Here at the moment. That battle is not over yet, though. Here comes the 14 of Finlayson. Michael Finlayson going to kind of push the 44 ahead, and they are still duking it out, trying to figure out who's going to be where. They're side by side still. Coming out of the corner, they are coming to the start-finish line. There it is officially. Michael Laraya does take third place. We knew it was just a matter of time, and now here comes Michael Finlayson. He's going to clear Ryan Dyson as well. He will take fourth place. That's going to drop Ryan Dyson back to fifth place, out of a podium finish where he is so desperately wanted to be. It's not going to happen tonight. 4 laps to go as it's Crowder out front, and with that pass there, you see here's your leader, of course, and then you go to second and third, and with that pass, it's kind of fizzled out that battle. The battle was probably mainly because the fact that the 28 may have been a little bit slower than the 2 behind him, and now that he's back there, they're going to kind of pull away from him just a little bit, just based off their last lap times. 22.548, 22.525, and a 22.547. So technically, Michael Laraya not that much faster on the last lap anyway. So it doesn't look like that was the case, that he was kind of holding them up. As you see a 22.630 for Michael Laraya. So 22.5, 22.5 for Finlayson and Dyson. So that time around, Laraya was actually quite a bit slower, but the 2 to go was right there. Now it's 1 lap to go, presented by Northwest Racing Series. It is just a half a lap away for your race leader, who has led every single lap. And there it is right here in a second anyway. Nope, there it is. Checkered flag is out as he's coming to the line. And there it is right there. Your race winner here tonight in the A-Main is going to be the 27 of Ashton Crowder. He led all 100 laps here tonight. What a race for Ashton Crowder, and barely squeaking it by there at the last minute for third place, is going to be Michael Laraya. Shane Terry getting third. Again, we do not have our unofficial results to pull up, so we'll go ahead and run through those real fast. In this order, this is how they finish. The 27 of Ashton Crowder getting the win here tonight, as he's going to go do some celebrating there, followed by the 38 of Shane Terry in second. Third place will be the 44 of Michael Laraya. Fourth place will be the 14 of Michael Finlayson. Fifth place will be the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. Sixth place will be the 11 of Jamie Dyson. Seventh place will be the 28 of Ryan Dyson as he falls back a few more spots. They're not sure what happened on that end. Eighth place will go to the 15 of Zach Coyer, and ninth place will go to the 19 of Briar LaPrade. That will do it here for the racing action. We are just about not quite ready for the announcement yet, but we will be making those here very shortly. We're going to step away to the post-race show. We come back from the post-race show. We will be just moments away from making the big announcement for those two winners. So stay tuned here for the post-race show, and we will be right back. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here with your post-race show. We have our top three drivers here in the booth with us, as always, starting with third place here tonight, which does belong to the 44, Michael Araya. Just squeaking it out there at the end. I know we had a lot of fans out there knowing it was bound to happen. You were ready to make that move, and you finally did. There were just a few laps to go. So give us a rundown of, first off, just how was the car handling tonight, and at what point did you know you were ready to make your move to get third place?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a solid night. I wish you had a little bit more of a car count, but even with the field we had, it was still some really fun racing up front there. As far as the handling conditions, the track started taking in some rubber, and it started to tighten up a little bit on the bottom there. So you just had to make sure that you didn't overdrive the entry and just try to hug that yellow line. But I know there at the end, Ryan, he kind of came out of nowhere. I think he was starting a little bit further back in the pack, and once we threw that competition caution, he got his way up front there, and he was hanging tough. But I could tell he was starting to get a little bit tight on corner exit, and I was just trying to time my move to get on the throttle when he was pushing up the track there. So I was able to get a run on him, and just had to work at it for a few laps, but I was finally able to clear him.
Well, definitely, it was an awesome show out there. We talked about, even though the car count was a little lower, just the sheer, quality of the drivers. Went caution-free for all intents and purposes. Obviously, the competition caution doesn't really count, as, you really can't count that as a caution there. But overall, just outstanding for you here. So, you can't complain about a third place, especially getting it there at the very end. So we know you got some sponsors on the card to thank. So who would those be here for that third place finish?
I got to thank Profile Machine Products for sponsoring Upper Edge and also being on board the car, and not only in this league but in a few other leagues as well. And got to give a shout out to Ryan Dyson for putting on the league, and of course you for putting on the broadcast.
Well, definitely, we are glad to be here covering all of this great racing action. Again, congrats on the third place finish. Finishing one spot ahead in second place is the 38 of Shane Terrian. An overall just solid finish here. As we'll pull that up real fast here just to get your race stats. You started third, finished second, and early in this race, you took second place, and you really, I wouldn't say anybody really had the car here, I don't think, to catch Crowder as he sailed off into the sunset up there. The longer this race went on, but definitely you had a top 3 car, even a top 2 car, as you quickly got second place and never looked back from there. So same kind of question. How was the car handling, and what do you think you needed to do different if you wanted to catch Ashton Crowder?
The car handled great, but I don't think I could do anything different. I think the only thing I can do is, looking back at the first 5 laps, and I was at his bumper, was move him to not let him get away, but I didn't do that. So that might be the only thing I could have done. But other than that, he's just too good on long runs. It's really hard to beat.
Well, definitely, he is very hard to beat. Obviously, anyone in this league is tough to beat. So let's talk about that a little bit. Compared to, some leagues out there, the just the sheer quality of drivers that are in here, whether it's 9 drivers or 25 drivers. What is the competition level like out here? Knowing that I think the lowest I rating in here is roughly 3,000. Most places you go, you get somewhere in the thousands to 800s. That is not the case here. Everybody here is very strong.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been racing in this league since 2014, so it's been competitive ever since then. Whether it would be Austin Hartenfeld, Corey Hoover when they first started in this league, those 2 are the Crowders and the Larias of the league. Now it's Crowder and Laria. So I mean, it's always been really good. I've learned a lot every time I've been in this league. I've gotten better. Finished second a lot of times to one of the 2 fastest drivers every time, but I have fun. It's really competitive, and it makes it that much better.
Definitely makes it fun out there. We're glad we get to cover all of the racing action, and we know you probably got some sponsors and shout-outs, so who would those be for that second place finish?
I'm just going to shout out my sponsor, Evil Controllers, and then Collar and Elbow Wrestling, and iBuyPower, and then my team, John Racing, who aren't here. They're actually down at Daytona this week, so that's why they're not here. Then we'll give a shout out to Ryan for continuing to try and get this league to stay alive, and hopefully next week we can get more car counts. And thank you to you for broadcasting.
All right, again, congrats on second place. And, of course, getting the win here tonight in dominating fashion. That is the 27 of Ashton Crowder. Started first. They basically stayed in first the whole entire race, led all 100 laps. Again, we had to track him down as he was a few counties ahead of us by the time we caught him.
Oh, no.
That is, of course, the 27. So, first off, a dominating performance, of course. Congrats on the win. And what does it feel to get the win here and to do it in such dominating fashion?
First of all, thank you. Yeah, it's really fun. The car, I don't know, it kind of handled like really lazy. So like every time you got loose, every time you got tight, it was a lazy version of that. So you had to, I guess, predict it, which gave a very unpredictable aspect to it. Made it a lot of fun. So yeah, the first run was pretty simple on how I approached it. It's just go really slow in the first, like, I don't want to say really slow because it still isn't like slow, but just take it really easy for the first like 10 laps. And then from that, if you do it right, the tires will be good enough. And I guess they'll be at, prime temperature. And you'll go on for the rest of the run. And basically the car, essentially, if you do it right, how the game works, it basically like runs itself. It's kind of interesting, but Just did that. And it was really good up until like lap 40, and then I decided that I was going to start. I don't want to say sandbagging, but go really slow to hopefully make the heat change under caution a lot less, so the tires don't get absolutely killed. And that seemed to work out pretty good actually. So I might do that again if I'm fortunate enough to have a lead like I did tonight. But yeah, it was just really fun. We didn't have a lot of cars obviously, and I think that's a lot to do with Daytona being this week and Speed Weeks, and I'd say a lot of people are down there in Florida right now. But it was still a really fun time and really enjoyed it.
Well, definitely was a good time, and sandbagging, conserving, whatever you want to call it. You did what you had to do to get the win, and in the end, that's all that really matters. You did it again in outstanding fashion. You're leading all the laps. As always, we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs on that car, so who would they be for that win here tonight?
For sure. I guess I can shout them out. I don't know. Everybody at Siltman Crowder Racing. It's kind of weird me being on Burton Kligerman Esports. I don't really know if I can shout them out, but I will. Everybody there helped me out so much over the past like 6 months or something like that. We just had Daytona for peak, had the Clash, and then we had like the big time race last night and finished 22nd in the Clash, and then finished 22nd in the big race. So good consistency there. Just lost the draft and fell back and got a lucky dog and missed the last lap wreck. That was pretty cool. But yeah, Jeff Burton and Parker Kligerman and JD Laird for allowing me to represent them this year in peak. It's really cool. I'm really honored, and everybody that watches these things, they're a lot of fun. Just gotta thank the fans and you for broadcasting. Really appreciate it. Oh, and Ryan for putting on the league and everything with that, because this really is a lot of fun with these cars. It's a really good time.
Well, definitely is fun on our end to watch as well. That is going to do it here for the post-race show. We are not done just yet, folks, though. Of course, you know what's coming up next. Right after we thank all the sponsors, of course. We've got to get those sponsors out of the way here. So then we will get over to the drawing. Of course, for tonight's race, they wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the following partners. Those include Our Expression, My Car Doc, Profile Machine Products, Eddie's Sports Bar, Drive for Suicide Prevention, Car Zip, and of course, NC Design Concepts Landscaping. And over on the broadcasting side of things, we wouldn't be here for 2019 if it wasn't for the following partners. Those do include Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm, RaceOnTexas.com, SimSpeedShop.com, iBog, Racecore, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, your official Wicked Energy Gum retailer, and of course, Huffman Designs coming on here recently. A big shout out to all of these great partners here for the 2019 season. And of course, that is going to do it for that. Give us just 1 minute. We will be back. We're going to play a quick commercial, and when we come back, it will be time, of course, to draw our 2 drawings. So we'll be right back.
Alfala is $10,500 richer. 2-time NASCAR. This is your 2013 NASCAR iRacing. It's going to be Humpy winning the race, and it's going to be Conti taking away his first NASCAR 2017 NASCAR Peak Antifreeze Series Championship to Ryan Luza. Alfala is
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time to get to both of our drawings. So, of course, we'll go ahead and pull it up onto the screen. It's going to be just roughing it here. As there you see, we do have the wheel officially up on the screen. Hopefully you can read the names on there. This is drawing number 1. Oh, it says we have 2 groups here. We're going to draw for number 1, so we'll go ahead and get that one out of the way. Hopefully they are in chat, as that wheel is going to get spun here, and we will have our first of 2 winners. He'll up here in just a moment. And it's gonna pass him by. It's gonna go to Chase. I believe that's Wascom or Wascom. Either way, Chase W is gonna be your first winner here tonight. So we will get that in chat here so we know who our first winner is really quick, and then we will draw for number 2. There is your first winner typed out in chat. So give us just a moment here. We are going to get this loaded in with the next group of drivers. In just a moment. There they are. Driver list number 2 is ready to go. This is your second thing. And we're doing this quickly so that we can get these over to the drivers as well. So let's see. We're going to spin it for the second time. And our second winner here for tonight's drawing, be into the Spring Fling, will officially be, as it's going to come to a slow stop. And it looks like it's going to stop on Tyler B. Burrow. Tyler Burrow getting the second one here tonight. Make sure you stay tuned for more. As we will have more information coming about this race later on. So if you didn't win tonight, well, we won't officially say anything, but don't give up yet. Stay tuned to the VRN Facebook page as we have more information coming here in the near future for that. So have a great rest of your night, and we will see you very soon.